kind of come over this way? You get that where you're at? Yeah, get all squeezed in tight. So get a little bit of the green sign in there. You want to come on this side? Will you get a better, or maybe not?
She's probably gonna move around. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh my gosh.
Can we get your name real quick if that's okay?
Yeah, sure. It's Battle Whitley.
Go ahead and spell that.
B-A-T-T-L-E.
Okay.
Whitley, W-H-I-T-L-E-Y. I'm the
name?
That's no thanks.
And you are the
I'm the division maintenance engineer for Division 3.
See if the light is up. Yeah, it's up. Is it started? Yep.
Start with like an opening statement. Just tell us the conditions right now, what you guys are doing.
Yeah, sure. Again, my name is Battle Whitley. I'm the division maintenance engineer for Division 3. Division 3 has 6 counties. We cover. We'll wait for the truck. We cover 6 counties. We have Sampson, Duplin, Pender, Onslow, New Hanover, and Brunswick. Earlier this week, we started on Sunday afternoon and Monday. We placed about 230,000 gallons of brine in our division. We have currently about 119 employees working this event. We should have another 10 plows coming in from one of our western divisions to come and give us some assistance, hopefully beginning this afternoon. And we have 45 plows and spreaders. We have 14 motor graders working this event right now. And right now, things are, with a little bit of sunshine, things are starting to look a little better. We still have a long ways to go. We still have several roads that are snow covered, and while we are seeing a little melting and we are making some progress, it's when the sun goes down, temperatures drop, it's going to refreeze and be a bigger issue for us. So if the best thing that can happen for us right now is, again, sunshine, and everybody stay home, enjoy the snow, do a little sledding.
What time did you guys start putting the salt out to kind of start helping with this melting?
We started last night somewhere around 7-8 o'clock as snow started. Again, we put the brine out before, and then as the snow started to fall, then the trucks hit the road and started trying to add some additional salt.
And how do you think that brine and salt helps? Because I mean, driving on the roads this morning to work, it was like icy.
Right, and you'll probably see a little bit of ice right on the top, but the brine and salt that are next to the pavement are keeping it from bonding to the pavement and helping to melt it from the bottom up, which allows us, or helps us, to actually plow it off better, easier.
I guess when you look at this road out here, you're getting a lot of good work out here. Is it what makes this road seem to be melting better than those out there where? Obviously, you guys, you got to have this one good so you can get your stuff out of here. But
right.
You're not seeing maybe as that chemical reaction maybe happening as quickly.
No, just for us, it's just a matter of the fact that we've had trucks coming in and out routinely, and when they come in or when they go out, they they may push it, and it just thankfully it's a little cleaner right now.
You guys don't get a lot of snow and ice around here on a regular basis, so how does this kind of unique for you guys as far as, you know, being prepared for anything, but having this amount of snow in this area?
Well, this is a relatively unique situation, you're right, but we have employees that have done this before. We've been around. There's, you know, we don't have, but it is something that we're not that used to. The department's made a lot of strides over the last few years, making sure that everywhere we are, we have equipment that can do this work. We have salt everywhere, so we're prepared, and guys are trained, and so.
Are there certain areas that you guys are really focusing on right now?
Well, obviously, so our primary goals are to start with the interstate routes, and then work our ways to our primary routes, and then to secondary routes. Primary routes are those like U.S. highways, those that are designated NC highways. Those are our primary routes. Then we'll hit our major secondaries that are high volume, and again, work our way down.
Okay. And a lot of people, or I guess I'll just kind of ask when these plows started, because, you know, we started seeing the snow at around like 5 o'clock yesterday, and a lot of people are kind of saying that the roads looked terrible last night and that there weren't plows out there, so I'll just kind of give you the chance to speak to that.
We have, I'm trying to remember the number, I want to say it's about 15,000 lane miles, and, you know, while we have equipment, we don't have enough to be everywhere at every minute. So while some people may not have seen plows, I promise you plows were out.
So what's your message to motorists? Because clearly you don't want them on the road kind of helping with the melting you've seen with your trucks coming through. So, I mean, what should they expect the condition of the roads to change? You said obviously it's going to help when the sun comes up, when the sun is up.
Right.
Temperatures get above freezing and
Right.
stuff like that. Warms the ground up, and that helps you a little bit. So, but what should motorists really expect this afternoon, the roads to change any at all, than tonight and tomorrow morning?
Again, with these cold temperatures, it takes salt a long time to work. We're still going to have, we still have a lot of roads that are snow and ice covered, and the more they're out, a lot of times the more they're packing it, because again, like you said, with this road, the reason we're looking a little better right here is just because it's not the trucks going in and out as much as it is the fact that they have plows that they can drop and scrape it off, and every truck I have is coming in and out of here, versus, you know, 3 or 4 trucks trying to cover several miles of I-40. You know, you don't get the plow attention that we might have right here getting in and out of our own facility.
What are any concerns you have right now? That just
Again, our concerns are the low temperatures that we've got. Salt is generally effective, or most effective, above 25 degrees. And as temperatures get down into the low 20s, or even below that, then salt still works. It just takes longer. It's a harder job for it to handle with those lower temperatures. So it just takes longer for it to work.
just looking at the weather app, 31's the high today. We're not going to quite break freezing. The good news,
Right.
That doesn't mean your ground temperature is 31. It could be a little bit warmer, but does that give you kind of that concern that if we don't crack that freezing temperature above the surface, especially for your elevated surfaces?
Oh, it certainly gives us concern. Anytime we can't get in over freezing above 32, that's always a concern. But you know, we do what we can. We do as much as we can, and we're doing it as fast as we can.
I know you're kind of in charge of a few different counties around here. We've been here for most of the day, but how is it looking? Pretty much the same in the areas kind of surrounding this as well?
Yes. Yep. We're pretty much the same in all 6 counties.
And tomorrow's 37, Friday's 40. Boy, Friday'd be great. So 37's the high.
Even the 37 tomorrow will be a big help. will be a big help. Anytime we can get above 30 with the salt, it helps, but above 32 is even better.
Anything extra you'll be doing tonight? Obviously, we're going to be melting today. It'll freeze overnight.
We're going to be applying salt to as much as we can everywhere by sundown, so that hopefully there will be salt everywhere we can get it, and try to avoid as much refreeze as possible. But again, with the temperatures going as low as they will, it's just going to be a touch and go situation.
You mentioned, how many miles are kind of in those counties that you're covering. It takes a long time to get through every inch of roadway. How do you kind of handle what needs to be done first, or what can come later, or just how to get through that much area and
Right.
as fast as you can?
Well, like I mentioned, we have a priority system. We start with our highest tier priorities, which are interstate routes. So I-40, I-140, and then we work into our major primaries like 421, US 117, NC50, NC53, 24. Those routes, so those will be, and we work our way down into again like our major secondary routes, and those that carry high volume traffic, we try to get them open and cleared as quickly as possible.
So I know that, even if we're done snowing, we've talked about how these temperatures are going to stay cold and maybe be keeping these icy conditions around. So what would you advise drivers to do if they have to be out and about driving to stay safe?
Slow down. That's the best advice. Out last night, checking on our plows and checking on our work, and I had motorists driving by me at a higher rate of speed than I was comfortable with, and I've been working in this for 30 years. So slow down. You may think it's nice, you may think it's doable, but sooner or later it catches up with you.
And how does this affect, because I know that we have a lot of bridges in the area, so how does it make it harder for those roadways on the bridge?
Well, again, you got cold air underneath the bridge, cold air over top of the bridge, so the bridges tend to be a colder surface, and again, it's just it requires more effort and more material to try and get the ice off of the bridges. So just need to, again, be careful, slow down. If you don't have to be out there, again, stay home, enjoy the snow.
And one question we were getting is, why you guys use brine as opposed to just rock salt? Is there a difference between those two?
No, there's no difference. It's the same sodium chloride. The difference with brine is when you put the water down, and as the water evaporates and it dries, it leaves the salt film. Whereas if we just apply the rock salt, it bounces off and traffic, rolls it off. So it's just when we treat it with the brine, we get a better coverage and more retention of salt prior to the event. And so that's why we use brine to start with.
And how many brine trucks do you guys have?
Right now we've got 45 plows and spreaders out working in our 6 counties.
And that is, what is it, New Hanover, Brunswick, Bladen, Columbus, and Onslow?
No, we do not have Columbus. We have Sampson, Duplin, Pender, Onslow, New Hanover, and Brunswick.
Just for numbers, how much sand do you got? How much salt do you guys have out there?
So far, we've used about 1,400 tons of salt, and we have plenty more. It's a moving number. So, but we have. Yeah, let's just say we're okay on salt for now.
And of course, I know you kind of touched on it already, but I got here a little bit late. But the main point is, people should stay off the roads unless they absolutely have to be.
Yes. Again, if you can stay off the road, stay home, enjoy the snow, enjoy this, hopefully, once in a decade, once in a lifetime event for some people. I know what they said, New Orleans got like 10 inches, and that's the most they've ever seen. So, again, one of the earlier questions started out with this being a unique event, and it is a relatively unique event. So, take some time to enjoy this unique event. Let us do our job and try to get the roads open as quickly, cleared as quickly as possible.
And how long have you been working here in this area?
How long have I been here? I've been in this area since August.
Gotcha.
But
so I was going to ask, how does this compare to previous storms that we've had, like snowstorms here in this area? Because they don't come very often. Like
right. Again, I don't have a whole lot of history with this area. But I've been in DOT and been all across the state for 30 years.
Good. Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
One question
Sure.
I will ask though, the plows I know yesterday it was kind of said that they can't scrape ice, right? So is there some limitations to where they can and cannot plow?
No, there are no limitations. It's just with the ice, when it bonds to the pavement, all we can do is really shave off the top and then come back and shave again. So it just takes longer. When it's slushy, like we see in some of these areas right through here, the plow can be very effective, get on down to pavement. But when it gets to be ice, you just have to work your way down to the pavement with several passes.
Awesome.
Thanks. All right.
Thank you. Appreciate you taking the time.
Certainly.